Are you addicted to collecting? That's one of the things we're going to look at today as we look at another kind of tip or hint at collecting figures, or you can use it for pretty much anything. Manga, anime, cards, video games. But the question is, are you addicted to collecting? There are some signs that you may very well be. Hello and welcome to That Man. That is me merchandise, and today, like I said, we're going to talk about the question, are you addicted to collecting? I am. Yeah, simple as that. It's one of those things I've known for a long time. I have been jumping in and out of things. I have disposable income, and yeah, I tend to buy a lot of stuff, and that is the first thing for me to kind of admit, yes, I potentially do have a problem. To have a little bit of a backstory, I have collected things. When I was younger, I collected stickers. We had sticker albums. I had a Wallace and Gromit and a Thomas the Tank Engine one when I was younger. Animals of Farm Wood, like football stickers and stuff like that. As time went on, we went on to Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Magic the Gathering cards, and that was kind of pocket money kind of things. But I always had that drive. I always had that thing where it was just like, I want this. I want the full set. Even Sticker Books kind of sold you on that. Oh, you only need 20 more. Well, tell you what, you can buy them all for 15 pence each, and they're all really expensive, just to get your full set. And yeah, it was kind of it kind of all stemmed from that. Once I got a job and I had disposable income, I was buying a lot of manga. And this is what stopped me from buying manga when I first started collecting them. The reason being was that I literally just got to a point where I lost my job, and I was just like, well, if I buy manga, I can't eat. It also came down to space as well, which is going to be another issue I'm going to have with very soon. Now I'm having to decide, do I want figures, anime or manga? And at the moment I'm still just buying manga. Yikes. So yeah, once I had disposable income, I then started buying video games. I got into, a few years ago, I got into all the stuff like the Game Chasers, Pat the NES Punk, Angry Video Game Nerd, LGR Thrifts, many others with car boot sales and stuff like that. I would go to them and just buy games. Oh, they're cheap. I don't have this in my collection. I once went to the Northeast Retro Gaming Fair in Gateshead one July. I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago, and I took 300 quid. I spent that on the Saturday and took another 200 quid out the next day and spent it all then. 500 quid in 2 days. Yeah, not good. Even games now, I'm kind of like, I'm trying to like stop buying them unless I'm playing them. I probably bought about 4 games this year. So I'm kind of mediating. I'm kind of thinking, if I'm not playing them, why am I buying them? If it's the problem is price. Oh, it's a great deal. It's not a great deal if these are just clogging up your shelves. I'm even at the point now where it's like, do I want to collect manga or games? I'm more interested in manga and anime at the moment than I am in games. Maybe I should sell me games, sell me game collections to fund me manga. Yeah, and it's not healthy just jumping out from thing to thing. Collecting figures. You might actually notice at this point I haven't done a figure bought a figure review in a few weeks. 2 reasons. One, I don't have the time to do a video for figures quite as much as I do a manga one. And 2, I haven't got any figures to review. Well, I see a lie, I've got 4. And that's Little Witch Academia and Nia ones. The reason I haven't done that is because, for a few reasons, they're coming. But yeah, it's like figures. It's like, oh, I got really into collecting figures. I nearly sunk a load of money into figures, but now I'm kind of like, yeah, I love figures, and I will still order stuff, but it's like, I'm also at the point where it's like, do I need them? Do I want them? Yes. Can I afford them? Yes. Do I have space for them? No. And this is when we need to start, as a person, we need to say, do I need it? You never need figures, games, or whatever in your life. You need food, rent, water, clothes, happiness. Do you want it? You probably do, but are you just buying it for the sake of buying it? One of my issues, to be a bit personal, is that, yeah, I do have depression, and I do have a job I hate. There's nothing better than coming in from a job on like late at night and then to say, oh well, this is waiting for us. Oh, I'm so happy for this. To the point I was buying like manga, like a new manga almost every single day, just so I could come back to have something. That's quite a bit. But then it got to the point where I was just like, well, no, I'm now excited to come in and read manga. I'm now excited to come in and watch an anime, rather than just come in to have this purchased. And this, for me, really kind of made me overthink things. For gaming, I'm now kind of at the point I'm replaying Trails of Cold Steel, I'm replaying Hyrule Warriors, I'm replaying Suikoden, I'm replaying a few other games that I've purchased over the years. The games I will keep coming back to rather than just going out and buying stuff. Yeah, I bought a few games like Yoshi's Crafted World. I've played about 10 hours of it. I like it, but yeah. Next month, it's like stuff, for example, next month I believe Mario Maker's out, but then also Dragon Quest's out, and Trails of Cold Steel Part 2's coming out, so I'm like, well, do I need Mario Maker? No. Do I need Dragon Quest? Well, yeah. Trails of Cold Steel I'm replaying? Yeah, so I'll probably just, instead of buying 3 games, or 4, I'll buy 1 or 2. And when it comes to other stuff like anime and manga as well, I mean, the way you've got to look at it is, are you buying to enjoy these, or are you buying to put them on your shelf? Figures you're buying to put on your shelf, so you'll look at them. I mean, at the end of the day, my shelf hasn't hugely changed for a while, but I will sit and I will just look at my figures. I will take 5 minutes out of a day and just look at them. I will enjoy them. If you're at the point where you're just sitting there and just like, this fills up that space, that fills up that space, brilliant. And it's something I do kind of see with for people. I'm using anime and manga and gaming as kind of a reference, because these are the ones I personally got into, or am into. Anime, I have about 30 series that I have not watched. My ambition is currently, if I get a new series, I will prioritise that, I will then put it on the shelf. I have bought stuff like mystery boxes for anime, bundles of anime, stuff that just goes on sale and it's just kind of like, oh yeah, that's cheap. I've got this stuff on my shelf and I've got this and this to watch, and I was just like, I don't fancy watching any of that. And then that's kind of, that twigged me, and it's just like, well, if I don't fancy watching it, should I keep it? I've watched a lot of anime over the past few weeks where I've then watched it, I'm just like, yes, and I put it into 2 piles. One is, I enjoyed that, but I don't need to own it. Another one is, I enjoyed that and I want to re-watch it. Now, as I've already said, I have 30 anime. It's taken me around a week to watch 1 series of something. Do the math. So at this point, even if I watched all new stuff, didn't look at my backlog, like me older stuff, will I watch it? Yeah. And that's when I kind of realised, yeah, I'll stop buying anime for a little bit, I'll stop buying stuff. Manga, this is another one. You've seen my hauls, I'm kind of just like, oh yeah, I'll just buy that, I'll just buy that, I'll just buy that. Oh, I'm reading iShield 21. Actually, this is a bad example because I've had iShield 21 for a while. I'm reading Yotsuba at the moment. Oh well, I've just finished reading volume 3. I've got volumes 4, 5 and 6 on the way. Silver Spoon. And it's like, oh, it's a 10 volume thing. I've got volume 1 and 2. There's other series where I've got like Golden Kamuy, where I've got volumes 1 to 9, but I stopped reading it back at volume 5. But I'm still buying it. This is something I kind of had with light novels, more so with manga, in the fact that I was buying them and I was just like, yeah, I'm reading this series, I want to collect this series, I'll buy it to read it. I buy it, put it on the shelf. Especially with the amount of stuff I've been buying, stuff has been covering other stuff, so it's been out of sight, out of mind. ReZero is one. I love the series of ReZero, and I love reading it, but it's actually behind my Dr. Stone collection and my Umaru collection, my Konosuba collection. So the stuff I'm going to be looking into when I look in my cupboard for manga, it's not going to be ReZero, it's going to be Dr. Stone or Konosuba. Yeah. So, and this is something I do see with a lot of people as well, especially when it comes to hauls and manga collections. And this is why I want you to ask the question yourself. Am I addicted to collecting? Because one of the things I see people saying, this is iShield 21. I'm on volume 2, but I own volumes 1 to 10. And then they'll go along the shelf and they'll just be like, this is Silver Spoon, I got volumes 1 to 7, but I'm on volume 2. This is Yotsuba, I've got volumes 1 to 10, but I'm on volume 2. This is Yotsuba again. I've got this, I've had this for 5 years, but I haven't read it yet. That's when things start being a problem. Stuff like this, because you're in the process of buying stuff and buying, and like you said, you've got that many series on the go, you're reading Yotsuba and you're like, oh, I want to read more of Yotsuba, I'll buy the next volume. You're reading Silver Spoon, oh, I want to buy the next volume. iShield 21, oh, I want to read the next volume. And you're soon in the process that you're buying stuff with no intention of reading it soon. That's why my personal recommendation is try and limit the stuff you are reading. The way, if you do that, you can kind of rein it in. At the end of the day, if you've got the disposable income and if you've got the space, and you are coming in on a night, you are reading a volume of manga every single night, and on Saturday and Sunday when you're free, you'll spend 3 to 4 hours and you'll consume 4 or 5 manga. If you're reading, if you are reading 5 to 7 volumes of manga a week and you are buying 5 to 7 volumes of manga, brilliant, that's fine. I mean, you might be collecting just to kind of keep up with everything, but you are actually consuming what you're buying. So if you're in a position where you are buying manga, you have full collections of stuff but you're not reading them, kind of think, are you collecting just for the sake of buying stuff? Because I love seeing people's collections, but I also love seeing people discussing series, breaking down series, sitting there going, I've just read volume 3 of Yotsuba and I love this and this. I love to see that. But when I see people with collections and they're going, well, I've read volume 1 to 3 and I've got volume 1s to 15, but I don't know when I'm going to read it, that's when I'm kind of like, did they just buy that just to have it on the shelf so they could show it off? I mean, at the end of the day, it's your life, it's your money. But I've seen people in the past where they've kind of just went, I'm buying stuff, and then it's just like, I'm not into that, I'll sell it on. It's heartbreaking to see. Stuff like people buy, I'll buy all of Death Note, I like Tokyo Ghoul, I like Attack on Titan, get 5 volumes into Attack on Titan, I don't like the art style. I'm going to have to get rid of all of these, and they're trying to sell these massive collections. Death Note is another one. This is popular. This is a slightly off topic from the subject, but I see people selling Death Note, the entire collections, and it's like, well, I bought it 2 months ago and I read the whole thing, but I'm never going to read it again. Okay. How much do you want for? Oh, but I paid this. I was like, yeah, I'm not paying full price for your Death Note collection that you've read once and left, I'll just, if I wanted to pay full price for it, I'll just buy it myself from Wordery or Amazon. Oh, but it's brand new. It's like, well, it's not. It's not. And the problem is that people get into stuff, they read too much, and they kind of just like, at the point where they're just like, all of a sudden it just goes, I'm having to be committed to reading this, and this. What's going to go on? Then all of a sudden it just goes, pff, everything drops. You either read something or you don't. For example, for me with anime, like I said, I was looking at the shelves and just going, I don't fancy watching that. I don't fancy watching that. I don't fancy watching that. And why was that? Because it became a commitment that I felt I had to go in and watch it. I felt I had to come in and read all of this manga that I have bought and are just sitting on my shelf. Once your hobby starts becoming a commitment, it is not a hobby, it's a job. And you already work, unless you're a full-time manga tuber who just reads manga and does analysis videos on anime and stuff like that, fair enough. But if you're working an 8 hour, a 9 hour, a 10 hour, 11, 12 hour shift, and your day is off, you're just sitting there going, I'm reading this because I need to catch up, you are not enjoying your hobby. Your hobby is now a second job. You will get burnt out. You will then be like the people going, well, I paid full price for this, I haven't read it, I'll try and sell it. And then people like me come and going, well, I'm not paying that. If I want a brand new one, I'll pay it online. You're then losing money. So I hope this has kind of give you guys a little bit of food for thought. I know it's been anime and manga and game centric, but when you are buying stuff, don't get into the process of buying stuff for the sake of buying stuff. If you want to treat yourself, if it's payday and you're just seeing that amazing figure, by all means. But if you're going to the town every weekend and you're just going, well, I need to buy a manga because I need to read something new, or I need to watch this anime. Yeah, I've got 30 DVDs of anime at home, but I need to pick up this one. I nearly done the same. I was out in town yesterday. I saw High School of the Dead and I was like, I fancy re-watching that. And I put it back because I was just like, no, I've got 30 different series in there that need to be watched. Yeah, it's a case of prioritising stuff. Now, I hope this has given people food for thought, and if you've got any tips on how to stop yourself from being addicted to collecting, let me know in the comments. Personally, I've reined myself in a lot. I am now sitting there taking the time to actually read stuff. So if you excuse me, I'm going to go read some manga because it's my day off and I'm excited to read manga. But if you did like this, please leave a like, please consider subscribing. There are plenty more kind of tips and tricks as well as manga stuff and anime stuff and figures and all kinds of stuff on the channel around here. Thank you for coming. Thanks again for staying. Goodbye.